For decades, the story of the Dero has been remembered only in forgotten pulp fiction, a bizarre footnote in the history of popular imagination. But what if this isn't just a story? What if, as Richard Shaver claimed, humanity is not alone on this planet, and is in fact being systematically tormented by unseen forces? This is the terrifying premise of the Shaver mystery, published in Amazing Stories magazine during the 1940s. Richard S. Shaver, who asserted he had tapped into a hidden, terrifying truth, that beneath our very feet, a malevolent race dwells, actively inflicting suffering upon us. These are Dero, the devolved, insane descendants of an ancient, highly advanced race that once populated Earth. Long ago, these elder ones fled to the stars, leaving behind vast, underground cities filled with powerful machinery. The Dero, left behind, are now twisted and deformed. In their degraded state, they are sustained by the pain they inflict. Shaver claimed their existence is centered around one form of entertainment, the torment of surface dwellers. Shaver detailed a litany of horrors perpetrated by the Dero, all stemming from their use of ancient machines that are slowly failing due to extreme age. They project what he called Talon energy, often referred to as dementing rays or evil rays. Some of these machines can cause effects such as mental anguish. Imagine a force that whispers dark thoughts into your mind, amplifying your anxieties, fueling your paranoia. Shaver claimed the Dero were the unseen architects of madness, driving people to despair and depression. They implant illogical ideas, distort perceptions, and wage a subtle psychological war against every individual. Their influence isn't just mental. Shaver believed the Dero were responsible for inexplicable physical ailments, chronic pain, sudden sickness, persistent fatigue. They could even cause accidents, making a person stumble, a machine malfunction, or a vehicle crash. Random bad luck, unexplained misfortunes, all attributed to the Dero's malicious influence. Perhaps most chillingly, the Dero were said to be the true instigators of humanity's darkest impulses. Every act of irrational violence, every senseless crime, every surge of hatred between individuals or groups, Shaver claimed these were not purely human failings, but the direct result of Dero manipulation. They amplify our base instincts, turning neighbor against neighbor, fostering chaos and destruction. The Dero's methods were not subtle in their effect, though subtle in their execution. Using decaying remnants of superscience, they could focus beams of negative energy onto specific individuals or entire populations. These Talon rays could pass through rock and earth, permeating our homes, our workplaces, our very minds. Shaver himself claimed to be a frequent target. His own struggles with mental health directly linked to what he described as relentless Dero assaults. He experienced vivid, disturbing visions and heard tormenting voices, which he attributed to these unseen entities. The Shaver mystery was immensely popular, with a public grappling with post-war anxieties and the dawning of the nuclear age. Thousands of letters came in to Amazing Stories editor Raymond A. Palmer, claiming to have had their own Dero experiences, seeing a terrifying explanation for the inexplicable suffering in their lives. While largely dismissed as fiction or the product of a mental disorder, the idea is deeply unsettling, that humanity is not the master of its own fate, but rather the victim of malevolent forces. Imagine living with the constant fear that your darkest moods, your worst impulses, your bad luck, are not your own, but inflicted by sadistic, degenerate beings. To this day, the Shaver mystery remains a fascinating, disturbing chapter in the history of fringe belief and speculative fiction. It reminds us of humanity's quest to explain suffering and sometimes to find a hidden enemy for the darkness within. Whether real or fiction, the Dero remain a horrifying idea, the invisible tormentors lurking below, laughing at our pain. What are your thoughts on the Dero? Let us know in the comments below.